was going to talk about Jerry Lee Lewis, and I'm sitting here thinking, what in the world am I going to go and talk about Jerry Lee Lewis? Obviously, I knew his music. He's lived here and was a fan of his, but I didn't know why I would be a part of this meeting. But then I got there and realized that there was a couple of people, Tom Pittman and Donnie Chambliss, had been talking about this for years. Brought it to Mayor Musselwhite's attention that we wanted to honor Jerry Lee, being from our community and being such a music legend and such an inspiration and influential in the music world, being right here from DeSoto County. So we decided that we wanted to do something to honor him. And I know all of y'all will be pleased to know, and it gives me chill bumps right now, to know that he knew what we were doing and he saw renderings of the statue before he passed. And I'm so glad. I wish so badly he could have been here. We wanted this to happen where he could see this. But he didn't make it. But he's watching down on us, and you'll get to see it here in just a minute. So we couldn't have done this without some really critical sponsors. I want to thank them. Our presenting sponsor is F&F Construction. Then we had two more sponsors that were extremely critical to us pulling this off. It was B&P Enterprises and Delta Regional Foundation. We had lots and lots of sponsors. Thank each and every one of you for sponsoring at every level that you did. Thank everybody for buying bricks. Every bit of it added up to get us across the finish line to build this beautiful statue. I also want to thank the artist, and I've got a little story about that. Her name is Sonja Metzler, and she's from Washington State, and she works under a studio named Lazy M. I met her by chance. I was at a hunting convention in Nashville, Tennessee called Safari Club International. I love bronze art, so I'm really happy this is here. I've loved bronze art since I was in my 20s. I've gone on hunting trips and family vacations, and I always make my way to the art studios to see the bronze art. So I'm walking through Safari Club in Nashville. Sonja has a booth set up. I stop and I look at all this work. Now, we're already in discussions about getting this statue done. I look at Sonja's work and I'm like, wow, she's incredibly talented. She has people, she has animals, most of which are Western things and wildlife from out west, buffalo and elk and what have you. But I knew by looking at her work that she was plenty capable of doing what I wanted to do. So I asked, I said, Sonja, I said, would you have any interest at all in doing a life-size Jerry Lee Lewis statue with him playing the piano? I promise you her eyes got as big as a silver dollar. And she said, yeah. I knew right then and there that she was the person that I wanted to build this statue because of her excitement, enthusiasm about it. So by the end of the weekend, I had commissioned this piece of art. Didn't know how we were going to pay for it yet, but we had commissioned this piece of art. And again, thanks to all of our sponsors, each and every one of them at every level for helping us pull this off. So I just started working on this shortly thereafter. And if anybody knows, you know what, I'm going to let her tell the story about how these things are built. It's unbelievable. The time that goes into them, the detail that goes into them. And when y'all see this, if you're not amazed, I'm going to be shocked. It's an absolute work of art. Oh goodness, what else do I want to say? We've got several people that are going to speak here tonight. I'm going to introduce some here in a moment, but I've got one more thing that I wanted to talk about. When we decided to do this, it was twofold. It was one, to honor Jerry Lee Lewis and his musical contributions and the inspirations that he's given to so many people and young musicians. We wanted to create a scholarship fund so that young people could go and study music and maybe the next Jerry Lee Lewis. we have been able to get to the finish line and pay for this statue. But we have not got our scholarship fund set up yet. So I'm asking each and every one of you, we've got QR codes around here tonight. We've got, you can see Lexi or Leah, we can take a check, we can take whatever. We're going to try tonight to set up a scholarship fund for $10,000. All we got to do is raise $5,000 here. My wife and Debbie and I are going to match the first $2,500, and Silo Square will match the next $2,500. So if we raise $5,000, we have another $5,000 matched, and we'll get to $10,000. We really want to start this off with $10,000 in this scholarship fund. So y'all love Jerry Lee Lewis. We need another Jerry Lee Lewis in the future. It's young children that want to study music that are going to get us there. So y'all help us achieve that goal tonight, if any way possible. So all that being said, I want to introduce the folks that just bought the Jerry Lee Lewis Ranch. If you don't know where it is, it's down on Malone Road. I think they're going to open up real soon, maybe even tomorrow for a soft opening. They're also honoring Jerry Lee Lewis by opening that up. And I would love for them to come up and speak. It's Tanya and Angel. Tony and Angel, sorry.
Thank you, Brian. I've been called a lot worse than that. I can tell you that. Well, my name's Todd. This is my wife. We're from Panama City Beach, Florida. And just real quick, we came in April to a birthday celebration of Elvis's nurse, who lived in Graceland for many years.
There you go.
I've been muted before, too. And anyhow, I'm not touching it. So we were down on Beale Street, and I saw this white Cadillac sitting behind a building on Beale Street. The tires were flat, the tail lights were broke out, some of the pieces were gone, and somebody had said, yeah, that was the killer's car. And I said, you got to be kidding me. Jerry Lee Lewis, the killer's car, is sitting there rotting away. I took pictures of it. I told my wife, we own a dinner showroom like Branson in Florida. I said, I'm going to buy that car, we're going to restore it and take it to Florida as a display piece in honor of Jerry Lee Lewis. I did a show with him in '99, so I was a fan. Well, we had a little time to kill, and my wife said, well, let's go out by the house. We had gone through it before, and Lee gave us a tour years ago and did a fantastic job. Very good to see you today. Jerry's son, Jerry Lee III, right there. And so I texted the realtor, Mark, who's here, and I said, listen, we've been through the home. I don't know why I'm even texting you, but I'd like to take a look at this. My wife didn't know anything about it. So we went through the home the next day, and we spent about an hour talking to the realtor. By the way, he's a great realtor. He can sell you anything.
Yeah.
Mark, where are you? There he is.
He can.
And so on the way home, I still hadn't talked to my wife about it, but I was pondering, why wouldn't this be, what would be the thing that wouldn't attract people to Jerry Lee's home as a tour? You're only 18 miles from Graceland. So I Googled. Now, Google's the smartest woman on the face of the earth. And I said, how many people visit Graceland a year? And it said 600,000 people. And I said, you mean, in my mind, I'm thinking, you mean 10% of 600,000 wouldn't come down to see Jerry Lee Lewis? So I for a couple of weeks, I tried to find every reason why it wouldn't work. And I couldn't find one reason why Jerry Lee's home wouldn't be a great tourist attraction for the fans. So when we went on this journey to, by the way, I ended up with the car. He wouldn't sell it to me at first, but when he knew I was getting the house, he said, oh, I'll sell you the car. And the price went way up. But anyhow, so our goal going into this is the same one you had. It's to honor Jerry Lee Lewis, the killer, the man in the music. Everything he brings, look around, look at all the folks. I see T-shirts, I see just trinket items, and Jerry Lee is still a dominant force in the music business. He needed his own piece of the puzzle to finish it off. You know, Elvis has all his museums, Johnny Cash has great museums, and others. Jerry Lee needed a spot that he could call his own, and no better spot than his home. So we're honored to be in the community. We are honored to be building back. We're honored to be building back something that is equal quality to what you already have. This is a beautiful area. DeSoto County is off the charts. And everybody that's involved with that, the families and the commissioners and everybody, has done an amazing job. So our goal was to build something that was of equal quality. And so tomorrow at 11 o'clock, you're invited. We have worked feverishly. We have this gold piano that was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's back home on display. Judith helped me get that done. Thank you, Miss Judith. We have gold records on the wall. We have a lot, because of them, we have a lot of the original items, awards, couches that are on album covers, fur coats that are on album, I mean, on and on and on. Was it? Miniature pianos on display. Jerry collected them, and clocks from all over the world. And so tomorrow at 11, we're doing a ribbon cut, and you're invited to come. There'll be no charge. It'll be your opportunity to tour the home and see what we've done. But more than that, we're just proud to be here. Brian, thank you for the time. I promised him I'd do 2 minutes, but hey, you know, I'm also in the music business, so
Thank you so much. Awesome to have done that for Jerry Lee. I knew that I would forget something, and I did, so it's not my turn to talk, but I'm going to talk again real quick. We're here to honor Jerry Lee's music, and we need to thank the 2 musicians that have come here to play Jerry Lee's music tonight for us. One of them is Lucas. He's all the way from France. Lucas called us up and said, hey, I'm a Jerry Lee fan. I'm a tribute artist to his. If y'all will get me a hotel, I will get my way over there, and I want to be there and honor him. So thank you so much, Lucas. The other one is Emily. And I believe, Miss Judith, am I correct? He's played for Jerry before. Since he was 7 years old. Finley has played for Jerry, and Finley is from Missouri. And let's give it up for those 2 guys that brought the way. We also have Adam from Louisiana. So 3 guys that have come really out of their way to come help us celebrate the film. So Leah.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'd like to echo Brian on, we still have bricks for sale. So after the unveiling, please come in the plaza, look at the bricks that have been laid. You can still purchase a brick. There are QR codes everywhere tonight. You can scan it. It'll take you right to the checkout link to purchase a brick. These will sit forever in Silo Square. And now I would like to introduce the mayor of South Haven, Darren Musselwhite.
Good evening, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this. And I know Brian mentioned me earlier, I really didn't do much with this effort other than just love the idea and kind of be I think a great cheerleader, I hope. But I want to congratulate Brian and, Lexi and Leah and so many others that kept this thing going, and they were just determined to make it happen. And it didn't start yesterday, did it? It was quite a bit of time that the planning occurred and all the meetings, so they worked extremely hard, and I think it's special that they finally got to the finish line to make this happen. And but just first, Miss Judith, how are you? And so my involvement, let me tell you how this happened with me in South Haven. So I learned several years ago that Mr. Lewis was living in my city, and I said, "The Jerry Lee Lewis?" The Jerry Lee Lewis. And they said yes. And so after that, I'd never met him, never met you, and we had some mutual contacts. But I think Carmen Kyle was the one that eventually coordinated the meeting, and I came to your home one afternoon, and I loved that, by the way. We spent quite a bit of time, maybe 2 hours, and I got to talk to Jerry Lee Lewis. So amazing experience for me. I got to ask him some dumb questions, I'm sure. What do you say, Jerry Lee Lewis? Anyway, I enjoyed it. It's special. And so after that, I love thinking, Jerry Lee Lewis lives in South Haven, and why is there no tribute in South Haven to the fact that he's here. I mean, this is a music legend, like others have said. You know, he influenced so many people around the world with music. I mean, his legacy, you know, goes way beyond the Memphis Metro and Louisiana. It goes all over the world, and he's influenced so many people. So the fact that we had him living in our city, it just drove me nuts that, you know, that there was nothing to pay tribute to that. Well, coincidentally, shortly thereafter, I think I see my buddy Donnie Chambliss back here. And so Donnie Chambliss calls me out of the blue one day and says, what do you think about, you know, us honoring Jerry Lee Lewis in South Haven in some way? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So my involvement somewhat started with Donnie Chambliss. Then we did coordinate the first meeting, and then these people took it from there and did an incredible job. But anyway, I'm proud this is in our city. I think it's so special that of all the impact that he had around the world, the fact that he lived, that y'all lived in South Haven at his last home, that's so special to our city, and I'm so proud to have this here. And so anyway, I hope this brings some joy to your family, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So thank you very much.
Hey everyone, I'm Lexi. I'm on Southern Square. Thank you again for being here. It's been about 3 years getting to this point, so we're very excited. Thank you to everyone that helped us. And a critical person to thank is Miss Judith. She was brought in, like Mayor said, when Mayor and Miss Judith and Jerry Lee met. They were all able to see the statue. Jerry Lee saw the statue, and we really hoped to have this done for him to see. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but Miss Judith was there every step of the way. She had seen renderings of the statue, so we're excited for her to actually see the statue. But her and I had lunch together. She, tweaked the fine details and made it look like Jerry Lee. We wanted it to look, really impersonate who he was as an artist and their time together as well. So thank you, Miss Judith. And I'll be quick on one thing I wanted to say. Mayor said that it was, the impact he had. If you take a look at the bricks around here, you'll see Switzerland, Brazil, Japan, and it's just so awesome that DeSoto County is a part of that, South Haven and Southern Square is a part of that. So thank you again to everyone, and with that, Ms. Judith, I would like to give the mic to you.
First of all, can y'all hear me? I wanted to tell you that the most important people here, other than Brian and Darren and Lexi, are his fans. And I tell y'all that every time I do a tribute for him. But now y'all are my fans too, my family. And I wanted to thank my own family here and my godchildren. I have a lot of them. But the main thing is what this meant to my husband. When he saw it and we met Darren, and he was just shocked and pleased and happy that someone was doing something like that. And he helped this city get the Snowden Grove Amphitheater going. He played for free. That's a lot of stuff nobody knows, but he gave a lot that nobody knew about. He did Memphis the same way, but they have not celebrated him like South Haven, Mississippi has celebrated him. So my special thanks go to Darren Musselwhite, the mayor. He didn't have to do that. He did it out of his heart and soul, and he just kept with it. Then he met Brian, and it all started. And I'm kind of glad that the unveiling of Jerry's monument only took a year and a half. But anyway, everything like that takes a lot of time and effort. So, also I wanted to call up Jonathan Bunch. Come on, Jonathan. Jonathan is Jerry's really, really close friend because he did his shavings and what do you call it?
I'm not a razor shaver.
And Jerry had never had that. And so every week, sometimes twice a week, Jonathan would come over ever since Jerry had his stroke. So I wanted to thank Jonathan, and I wanted to thank J.W. Whitney, and I wanted to thank Glenn Gossett They're the two people that came to see Jerry and alternated every other week after his stroke, right up until he passed away. But Jerry came out of his coma. He was supposed to live about 3 days, and he came out a day or two early and wanted a shave. He did like this to me. So I called Jonathan, and Jonathan came over, and it was just me and Jonathan in there. My family was there with me, you know, helping me. But when Jonathan got through shaving Jerry, he took his last breath and laid back and passed very peacefully. He wanted to go. I wasn't ready. I'm still not ready, but he was ready. So I wanted to thank Lee Lewis, and I wanted to thank Michael, Warren, and for all the help they've given me, but mainly the fans, the people that love Jerry Lee Lewis have been beside me in my grief. They know I don't do Facebook much anymore, but I do his page. I'm the administrator of his page, and Aiden Hart is the guy that helps me put things on there. I'm not on it as much as I want to be because, well, I got COVID real bad, and I just couldn't do it. But anyway, I wanted Jonathan to say a word or two, and I want to tell y'all that I love every one of you. I love my family for being here. My sister and my brother, Lee, my son by another mother, but he's an awesome son, and his mother is an awesome person to stick by Lee through what he's been through. So with that, I'm going to give it to Jonathan Buck. He saw us day in and day out for many, many months. How you guys doing?
It was a blessing to get a chance to know you and Jerry on a personal level. And one of the things about Jerry is he got a shave. Whenever he got the shave, before I left, he would want to pray. And he said there was 3 things that was dear to him in life. And that was Jesus, justice, and Judah. Wow. And he was telling me, he said, Jonathan, he said, out of all the fame and all of everything that I've ever done in life, he said, those 3 things, I made a good choice on. He said, that was Jesus, justice, and Judah. Amen. And if anyone knew Jerry personally, I knew him. I was in and out with him week after week. He loved prayer, and he prayed constantly. This is the Jerry Lee that I knew. This is the Jerry Lee I've grown to know for years. He wanted everybody to love his music, but if you got close to him, he's going to talk to you about Jesus. And he said it was the most important thing that he's ever done, was allow others to be able to see Jesus through his work. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I think everyone's ready to reveal the statue, but I do want to recognize our artist, our wonderful artist, Sonia. Sonia, wave. She did not want to speak, but if you would, it's a great story. She loved, I mean, it was an experience for her to get to create this wonderful piece of art that you are about to see. So go talk to her about it, but Sonia, it's amazing, and we can't wait for everyone to see it. So with that, let's reveal a statue.
All right, Lexi and Lee are going to get ready, and we're going to count down. And I do want y'all to give, before y'all rush up here to see this thing, I do want y'all to give Miss Judith and her family a moment to see the statue, because they have not seen it. They only saw it while it was in clay form. And we're hoping and praying it's going to be very special to them. So give Miss Judith and the family a moment to see it. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
see you. How you doing?
Even the school is tipping over.
This was one of his favorite pictures.
Unfortunately, the guy I want to be my PlayStation player. I didn't know this. I've known him since he
All right. Love y'all. So he's got pictures of all of